So in today's lesson, we are going to be talking about forming major scales. So a major scale is a group of notes that is contained within one octave. There are 15 of them total. Major scales are help us to understand intervals and key signatures and triads and so many other fundamental parts of music theory. They are very, very common in Western music, and we learn about them in Western music theory. So the first one we're going to look at is the simplest major scale. It is the key of C major. So this is the simplest scale because it has no sharps or flats in it. Another way you can think about the major scale is thinking about it with solfege, which we did last lesson. So your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, that is a major scale. We're going to dissect this scale a little bit and see how it's created. So our first note is C in the key of C major. The C major scale starts on a C. And there's a formula, just like in math class, there's a formula to create major scales, and this is how every single major scale is created. So you take your starting note, and then you raise it a whole step to find the next note. And we use these whole steps and half steps throughout the scale to figure out our major scale. This formula, say it with me, whole, whole, half. Whole, 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 half. So whole, half, separated by a whole. If you want to, you can also think about it in like a rap fashion. So whole, half, whole, half. Whole, half, whole, half. And this will allow you to remember that formula for the major scale. Now let's take a look at a scale that's not quite as straightforward as C major. Let's look at the F major scale. So let's use our formula. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to try to figure this one out on your own. Try to figure out if there are any sharps and flats that you can add to make your wholes and half steps line up with the formula of the major scale. Now let's look at the key of G major. Do the same thing as you did with C major and F major and see if you can figure out which notes in the key of G major may have flats or sharps added to them. Now let's do a tricky one. Let's do the key of B major. So start on your low B,